everyone, it's week 28 of my pregnancy, and I have a few updates for you guys, but I'm hoping to make this video kind of short, so I'm going to try not to ramble too much. So first of all, let's get into the high-risk OB ultrasound, which happened at the beginning of this week. Baby looks great, heartbeat's good, blood flow's good. The previa is still moving in the right direction, but they are still concerned about the placement of the cord and all of that, so they're still monitoring all of that. It's an even week, 28, so they did a growth measurement or estimation. So he's estimated to measure about 2 pounds 10 ounces, and that is in the 43rd percentile. He has been hanging around the 40-something percentile now for a good couple of weeks, which is great, but they are still monitoring because if he dips down too low, he may have to come early. So they're just keeping an eye on that, just like they keep an eye on everything else. I did have my OB appointment, the traditional 28-week appointment, which was the glucose test. Now, this was a huge milestone for me because in my last pregnancy, week 28, was when I found out that my daughter passed away, and I delivered her. And I found out she passed away the day before I was supposed to take the glucose test. So to actually have taken the glucose test was a huge milestone for me. But I was definitely nervous the day before. I think I heard the heartbeat about 4 or 5 times the day before, just because of the day that it was, not because of anything indicating that there might be an issue. And, you know, I've always been very interested in knowing how the glucose test was going to be for me. It really wasn't that bad. I know a lot of people get sick, and I know that it has gotten, like, the test itself has gotten better over the years. I remember having to give the glucose test when I was in high school because I worked for the pharmacy, and they would sell like the powder, and then we would mix it there at the pharmacy and give it to the women, and it was like a quart or something, and they'd have to do a whole big old fast and all sorts of stuff. And this time it was like a little bottle of what tasted like flat orange soda, and I drank it. I wasn't supposed to eat anything or drink anything after for about an hour, and then they do the blood work. So I really didn't have that bad of experience, but I'm sure that other people do, and apparently other people do, because I talked to the nurse, and she was like, there are some who still throw up, and if that doesn't work, then they have this whole jelly bean thing that they do. But that is over. I don't have the results to the glucose test yet. I won't have them until probably the end of this week, after I film, of course. So, and usually they won't call if it's good news in my clinic. So, yeah, it's just kind of waiting around not to get a call all week. But if I remember, I will try and tell you guys the results next week. Anyway, that's about it for this week. To my future self, I hope that you're having a good day wherever you are, whatever you're doing. You know, even just now, like looking back at the weeks before this one, at the anxiety, and wishing I could tell myself, even just a few weeks ago, how I would still be going strong at 28 weeks. Would be so neat to be able to do, but time travel isn't real. So I will be very interested to know how you, my future self, see these videos, you know, years from now. To those of you who are here in 2018, I hope you're staying dry and warm. It has been raining all week. In fact, last weekend I had a sinus headache for about 36 hours. That just really was awful, but it was because the storms were coming through this week. And then it got abruptly cold in the middle of this week. So, yeah, I hope everyone's just staying warm, and I hope everyone just has a really great weekend, and I will see you guys next week.